Well, let's take you back now to the border between South Africa and Zimbabwe. That's in Beitbridge, where thousands of people have been stranded there, some of them for days. Security at the border, as we understand, has been beefed up, and Zimbabwe currently is under 30 days of a strict lockdown. My colleague Pamandla Goke is tracking that story for us at the border, assessing the situation on the ground. Good morning, Pamandla. We saw those visuals earlier as we were talking to a number of travelers who've been stuck there for hours and some of them for days. What is the latest situation as you're walking down that road with that long queue of vehicles next to you?
Before I trip and fall, let me just turn and ask you to come with me. What you are seeing in front of us is the port manager here. This is the long queue. This is the cars coming from Zimbabwe to South Africa. So this is what we call an inbound traffic. It's a long queue of cars. We are talking about private cars, trucks, buses, taxis, and almost everything that you can think of. So this is what has been happening here for days now. We understand that some people have been stuck here for 3 days. This is just the beginning of the queue. Here, it's when you reach the South African side of the border. You have the military here and police escorting people back into the Zimbabwean side because they are clearing this road which has been blockaded. Earlier on, soldiers told us that this is a military zone. No persons are supposed to be here. No civilians are supposed to be walking here. There were thousands of people who had gathered here trying to reach the entrance of the border post. So it's still chaotic, and authorities and officials say it will take days to clear, even though Home Affairs Minister Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi is hopeful that it should be cleared in the next 48 hours or so. But having assessed the situation, I can tell you that it's not going to happen overnight. It will take at least days to clear this. So those people that we have interviewed say they are going back to South Africa to resume with their work. Others are living in South Africa, working in South Africa. But it's not only Zimbabweans that are crossing here. You have South Africans who have been to Zimbabwe on holiday. They are making their way back home. They say they started to panic when the lockdown was announced in Zimbabwe. They started to panic, and then they had to make their way to the border post. You also have Malawans, you also have Mozambicans, Zambians. So this is one of the busiest border posts. It's not only for the Zimbabweans to cross. So the chaos that you see here, you have the army, you have soldiers there in front of us controlling the queue. I'm not sure how far we can go with this because we've been told that we are entering the red zone. We are not supposed to be here, but authorities have allowed us. This is as far as we can go to show you what is happening there. On the other side, it's Zimbabwe, and then the queue stretches kilometers. There are thousands of people who are gathered here. Let's see if we can go further from here and try and show you what is happening, because underneath this bridge that you are seeing, there is what we call Limpopo River. On my right, I'm sure my colleague Joel Matlala will try and show you Limpopo River. That's where some people cross. And then there is that much talk about fence here, multi-million rand fence, which is not in good state. We'll show you that one later on. But this is the situation here. It's really bad. And earlier on, some people said there are no ablution facilities, but we did see public toilets, and some people were using public toilets. Health authorities are concerned about this being a super spreader event in terms of COVID-19 because too many people are squashed together. There is no social distancing, even though police and SANDF members are trying hard to ensure that there is social distancing here. But it's very difficult to enforce all of that. So there are those concerns about this being a super spreader. You are seeing the Limpopo River here. That's where some people usually cross to South Africa illegally. We were told that some have attempted even recently to cross to South Africa. There is a video that was circulating of people climbing the bridge. That stage over there in front of us, that's where they were crossing. So this is the queue of cars waiting to cross to South Africa, and people have been stuck here for days, brother.
Now, Spamanda, while we are catching your breath as you walk there, I've got this question. Where you are, seemingly, it's as you are coming into the South African side of that border, and where the cameraman is facing is on the Zimbabwean side. Now, to avoid super spreader events like this, I mean, it's impossible at the border currently, but have you seen the port health authorities? Are they testing people as they come in, as we've seen from reports by our colleague Mawande Keswa on the Kosi Bay border between South Africa and Mozambique in KwaZulu-Natal? In Beitbridge, are they testing people for COVID-19?
I can confirm that I've seen health authorities, Home Affairs officials supervising that there is testing that is taking place. In fact, those people who are frustrated are telling us that one of the main reasons for these delays, it has got to do with that testing. They've told us that there is this long queue because some people have got expired COVID-19 test certificates. Now they need to be retested. So yes, there is massive COVID-19 testing taking place at Beitbridge border. Health authorities are out in full force. In fact, there are more people that have been deployed to assist with that. We have seen that, we've been observing it, we've got visuals of those testing taking place, and authorities say they will continue to take place for as long as they are needed. As long as people are coming in and out of South Africa, they will be tested. So there is a massive testing taking place, and it's partly responsible for these delays, but also the fact that people are making their way back into South Africa now. So we are now leaving the South African side, entering the Zimbabwean side, because what separates these two countries is that statue over there. It looks like rocks, but actually that's the statue that separates South Africa and Zimbabwe, as the military personnel continue to make sure that they send people back, those who are not supposed to be here at this military zone. So this is the situation, and it will continue to be like this. Some people that we have interviewed have said to us, actually, they will try to come back, they will get their COVID-19 certificates and try to come back because they say they are desperate to get to South Africa. Let me stress that it's not only Zimbabweans, it's also Malawians, Mozambicans, Zambians, and South Africans who had left the country to go on holiday in Zimbabwe.
Okay, finally, Spamanda, those people who are walking, they're trying to walk across, why are they being sent back? Is it because they don't have documentation, or they are supposed to follow a particular process?
But then let me ask this gentleman here, why are you frustrated? Why are they sending you back? Are your papers in order? Okay, we've been told to cut, but then health and port authorities say it's time to go back, but people say they want to get to South Africa. Like I told you earlier, or you will have to forgive us, would have wanted to get more comment from the people, to hear from them. But let me tell you that this is a military zone now. Health, or should I say port authorities and the military are telling us that it's time to go back, brother. But people say they are being chased away because they don't have papers, some of them. Others say they do have papers, but their COVID-19 certificates have expired, so now they need to be retested. But mainly to clear this area, the main reason they are being chased away is to clear this area, which has been blockaded for days, because you can see that you are talking about 2 lanes here, only 2 lanes. So if you've got thousands of people on the road and cars, remember, this is a two-way street. Other cars are going to Zimbabwe, others are going to South Africa. Let me make my way out of this before this truck hits me. Please come with me, Joel Matala. Let's go this direction. So you can see on top of the bridge there, some people are making their way down the border post. That's where they join thousands of others as we make our way now. We are going back to the border post. So we'll continue to keep tabs, but from now on, we'll have to be outside of the border gate because we are told that it's time to vacate.
Spamanda Goke, wonderful. Thank you very much. At least we've got a sense of what's happening there right now, the military taking charge and clearing that route there so that there can be movement of the trucks from Zimbabwe into South Africa and people coming back and those that are taking the opposite direction. And the military there standing their ground with security beefed up and sending people back. If you have no documentation, you're not going to be able to go through, at least for today, from what we could see there from that report by Spamandla Goke on the ground in Beitbridge. He'll continue to monitor the situation there throughout the day here on ENCA.